So I've realised that glasses are not sufficient eye protection for this job, so I've now got my goggles and my mask. So I'll press on. So although all of the house has been treated for woodworm, we've actually found some more. I was sanding some walls and discovered that the skirting and some joists in there had rotted, so that needed to be repaired. So a couple of weeks on, it's now completed. The beams have gone back in there. It's been replastered over. There is just a little bit of moisture left here, so we have to wait for that to dry out, although the weather's been really hot, so it won't be long. And I have been marking it here to see how quickly it's drying out, and it's dried out quite quickly, but the skirting area down here is the last bit to go. So in the hallway of the house, this is an ongoing project to decorate. It's very challenging because it has 9 doors going into the hallway. They all need to be stripped of years and years of gloss paint and lead paint. That's taken a couple of months to get all the doors done. However, all the preparation work is done now and it just needs to be painted. That will be done over the next couple of days. What has been challenging, this curved wall to plaster and a curved skirting board. So I have the wallpaper. It's been in my trolley for about 4 years. I'm not going to show you this week. I'll do it on the reveal next week. The theme is Hunting Lodge because this used to be a hunting lodge. I can hang wallpaper, but I don't trust myself. It's very expensive and this is a curved wall. So I've been lucky enough to get a couple of volunteers who have been really generous with their time, helping out at the house, and one of them is a decorator and has agreed to hang this for me next week once all the painting's done. So it's been a work in progress over 3 or 4 months because there has been so much work in the hallway, but it will be finished next week and I will reveal next weekend. I have, I think, 9 fireplaces in the house. All very nice, but I won't be using any open fireplaces. I have the main burner in the kitchen, which is going to do the heating system for the whole of the house by the radiators, as we talked about in the previous video. And then I'm going to have one very small log burner in the lounge, but other than that, the remaining fireplaces will be completely blocked up. I just feel really uncomfortable about using an open fire. The problem with the fireplaces is we've had all sorts fall down the chimney. We've had a couple of owls that have got in. We've not been here for a few days and they've flown around and sadly died. And they cause a really big draft as well. Even when it's quite a warm day, you can really feel the drafts coming down. So what are you doing now?
Making the frame to blank the chimney.
Is it a bit hot?
Very hot.
But you're a skilled craftsman, aren't you?
Yes.
So it's a piece of cake for you?
I won't say a piece of cake. It's got its challenges.
And can I ask you how long you've been in France?
3 years.
And how are you finding it?
It has its moments.
What do you mean, good and bad moments?
Yeah. It's a beautiful place to live. The lifestyle, so laid back. It's so easy. But you do get your moments, as in missing your family and things like that. But that thing that you expect.
So you're here to stay?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
Good. Thank you. I'll let you get on with it.
Yeah.
So this is one of the fireplaces that is complete. There's actually not really too much to see. However, there is the frame up here now, and it's completely flat there, completely sealed unit now. So hopefully we'll have nothing down the chimneys, and that's been done for the rest of them as well. And this is the only fireplace that's not going to be blocked up, because I am going to have a small wood burning stove. This is the lounge winter salon. I won't show you it yet because there's still a lot of boxes in here and it still needs to be decorated. But I just think it would be nice to have a small wood burner slotted inside the lounge. A flashback to when we bought the house. The balconies and most of the house was completely covered in ivy. They have now that's been removed, treated, and we can finally sit on the balcony, which looks stunning. And this balcony leads off of the bedroom on the top floor. We have in the garden, which I thought was a folly, but it's actually the remaining part of the existing chateau that was built here. I've got some volunteers who have helped clearing the ivy from the ruin. The original chateau that was here was built by this gentleman, but was destroyed in around 1626, the destruction of all fortified castles. So we're just left with a ruin. There are more pressing issues in the house, but I've just noticed these steps that go up into the forest, and they've probably not been cleared for a long time. The compost on them is really deep. So as I said, there is more pressing issues in the house, but I just need to get these steps cleaned off. So I've allocated 1 hour, which means probably 3. So here we go. And 2 hours later, not as long as I thought, all the steps have been exposed. There are some really deep roots. It's really hard to get them out, but this is years and years of them not being cleaned off. And it's really difficult when you're in the woods as well, because it all falls down and composts down, but really pleased with that. So I come down from the main house, which is just up there, and I walk along this road to the communal bins each night. And this particular night, the cows had moved into this field on the left and this field up here on the right, both of which did belong to me. But when I purchased the house, it was a compulsory purchase order, so the farmer bought them, which is great because it's just extra land that I can't look after. So on this particular evening, there was cows in this field and that field on the left and the right, which is quite unusual. So I started to walk down the road with my dog off the lead, and the cows started to come to the fence really quickly, and it was quite scary. So I got past the field, got to the bins, and decided I am actually not going to go back that way because it was quite scary. And I'd recently heard an article about the amount of people that are trampled to death by cows in the UK. I know we're in France. So I then decided to go all the way around the block to get back to the house, so come back this way as opposed to back up the road, which is about 4 kilometres and took quite a while. The next day I had a message from the farmer. I messaged him just to basically ask, is it safe, walking past the cows? He reassured me, said they're absolutely fine, please don't worry. I still wasn't reassured, but the very next morning he asked me to come to the bottom of the drive here, where he did the following demonstration for me.
Hey.
Bonjour. but I'm still not convinced, so I will be taking an alternative route. Okay, so when I first bought the house 4 years ago now, it was, I won't go into too much detail because I spoke about it lots, it was covered in ivy with no gutters, completely covered, with lots of trees all around, no circulation or anything. So the ivy was taken off and the rendering in places was chipped off and redone. I've left it 2 years for it to completely dry. I know that's not necessary, but just to make sure, and just to make sure the gutters are all good. Anyway, finally at the stage now where this can be painted because it looks so grim. The staining is years and years old, you know. I don't think this house has probably been painted for maybe 50, 60 years. So the turret is pristine, it does not need any work doing, that has been worked on, that's perfect. So this part of the house needs to, the front and the back and the sides needs to be painted. That is the job, the very next job. I want to do it before the winter. If I leave it too late, it's going to be another winter. And to be quite honest, it just looks awful. The colour needs to be lifted up. So the bottom part of the house, which as you can see along there, is brown. I believe that the previous owner may have painted that brown simply because the gutters had so many holes in, and the splashback didn't stain potentially white paint. I don't think that will happen now. So I am going to paint the whole house cream, the same colour that it is now, and to match the Tudor kind of style up there. So it will be painted cream. I'm going to, if there is still a problem with staining on the bottom, I will paint it the green of the windows, this green here. But for this year, I'm just going to paint the whole lot cream. So that is a job in the next couple of weeks. I originally got a quote last year, but I didn't get round to it because it was really bad weather last year. And it was £5,000, which for a house this size, I don't know, I was prepared to pay it. That builder's no longer available. I got a quote this week to paint the house a staggering £16,000. £16,000. We've employed a lot of artisans for plastering, carpentry, you know, really skilled work, but I can paint and I'm a really good painter. I used to be scared of spiders, snakes and heights before I moved here, but you can't be scared of anything. So I will be painting the house. I'm going off to the paint shop in Garay next week. It's a specialist paint shop, to get the paint, and I will start the house next week. So big job coming on, but £16,000 is just too much money for a job that I can probably do really well. And I think once it's painted cream, it will completely lift the house. It looks so drab at the moment. It looks a bit like Monster House. I'll try and get a picture of Monster House in. So I'm really looking forward to that. You know, the gravel's down, it'll really lift everything up. So